Better late than never. Getting in another episode of Tuesday Night Live Streams, and we're taking another look at this Flashback Blast for a number of reasons. One reason, this is a Bandai Namco product, and they shut down our stream last time. Not the first issue we've had with that. Second of all, there's just some other things going on with this unit that we need to talk about. And it's not necessarily good stuff. You know, the single most rewarding part of doing these streams is being able to network, to communicate with the people that watch the show. Because I don't know it all, nor do I claim to. And through other people's experiences, you know, on these things, I think we all get more educated about what we're looking at. John Rogers has joined us. Welcome, JR. It has come to my attention, after speaking with the community, that this unit is not compatible with all TVs. That's a pretty serious issue. So let's talk about what that means, because that's saying it broadly. Let's talk about what that really means. Somebody commented that they were having issues with their game not putting out any sound. And then another person just isn't having any luck with it at all. It'll play for a while, and then the TV doesn't recognize that there's something in the input, and then it goes to sleep. Your Player 2 has joined us. Welcome, Josh, to Tuesday Night Live Streams. Again, we're getting a late start here, and we wouldn't have done this one again if Bandai Namco hadn't shut the stream down last time and blocked it. And that's just something they do. They did it to us with Tales of Berseria. They don't like their stuff streamed, but from what AtGames has said, they don't have any claim to this, or, you know, and it shouldn't have been an issue. It may have just been a mistake. Either way, they want us to take a look at this. We're taking a look at it. I have contacted AtGames because, again, that's a pretty serious issue. You know, I'm trying to put a positive spin on these products, and I'm trying to give you a reason to purchase them because I think they're neat. How they put it to me was it was a compatibility issue with the HDMI ports. So, older TVs, and I'm still working on getting that clarified, may not be compatible with this. Now, I don't have older TVs. All my TVs are new smart TVs. And I'm not so sure that the people I've talked with in the comments don't have those as well. I mean, one has a Vizio, which that's what I run in the house. I run all Vizios. I've had good luck with the brand. The other guy runs a Samsung, and I mean, Samsung's pretty top of the line. I'm not saying you can't have an old Samsung, but dad darn, they make nice TVs. So it's got me wondering. We are joined by Billy and Double J Jason Joseph. I have two of these now. And, you know, I'm on my third, possibly going on my fourth, because I'm just enjoying looking at these. But I'm going to compile some info from the community as far as what TVs they're using. And hopefully AtGames can get back to me on an actual year range for, you know, what we're talking about. What's too old of a TV to run these on? Again, I don't think I'm going to have that problem because all my TVs are new. We're TV freaks around here. A lot of people are. But I would like some clarification on that. Sounds like to me if your TV is so old that it won't run this, you probably need a new TV anyway. I know that sounds silly. You probably wouldn't buy a TV to play this, but oh my god! Ghost's coming on me. He's got me, dadgummit. TJ the Gamer is here. Because of me, you like them. Hey, that's good. You know, and that's the thing. We originally started looking at these products because everybody was really putting a negative spin on these things. And I'm not saying they didn't have a legitimate gripe in most cases. Some of that was bandwagon heat, but a lot of it was legitimate complaints. And, you know, you need to know about this stuff going in. That's the whole basis upon which you can make sense of a purchase of one of these, is that you're educated going in. And I realized nobody was initially. If you thought there were arcade ROMs, you buy it and there's not, you're disappointed. You have every right in the world to be. But once you know the NES ROMs are what's on here, everybody was still upset about that. And it's like, dude, you don't dislike NES games, do you? I mean, everything on YouTube falls apart at that point. You know you like NES games. I like the NES Pac Man ROMs. I like the NES versions of the games you see here. And that's fine for me, you know. So knowing that that's what I was getting, I was more than ecstatic to go purchase this product. Now, we'll talk about the screen tearing again because it is there. It's there on this game. I'm looking at it right now. Is it bothering me? No. Am I having fun? Yes. Have I seen worse screen tearing on a PS4 game this year? Yes, I have. Does it sound like I'm damage controlling? Yes, it does. But let's be fair. Back in the day, you had visual issues on old games like these all the time, but we didn't know any better. It was the 8-bit era. I mean, we didn't have PS4s. I mean, when you're sitting there talking about frame rate on Pac Man, you're really splitting some hairs, in my opinion. Again, sounds like I'm damage controlling, but I'm just telling you honestly how I feel. And the screen tearing is almost a matter of an opinion how bad it is or how it affects you. I mean, I don't like roller coasters. I throw up on them. Other people love them. Okay, so a lot of people say that this screen tearing makes them want to throw up. I'm sorry, it's just not affecting me like that. So I guess it's okay with me. And it's even stranger sitting there saying this is somebody that doesn't need this product. I have these games. We are joined by Chasing the Classics. Welcome, B-Rad. Good to see you on the scene, my friend. Your Player 2 says, I know good damage controlling, and this is just top shelf. It is, man. I ought to be their lawyer. But, you know, I'm just telling people, this thing's under 20 bucks. You get some really cool games on it, and it beats a sharp stick in the eye. I could go on all day. Jason says 8-bit world order. 8-bit for life. You know, 16-bit did what it did. And, you know, I was talking with some people today about the birthing of the 16-bit era, you know, unwrapping that Model 1 Genesis on Christmas for the first time, and how I don't think anything will ever replicate what that felt like, but nothing will ever replicate opening my Sega Master System either. So, and I just got dogpiled by some ghosts. All in all, I think you have a neat product here if you meet the criteria for somebody that can enjoy one issue free. And I think most people do, but again, this is just about edumacating you. And if you've bought a new TV, I'd say probably at least within the last, 5 or 6 years, and I think that's probably most of us, I don't think you're going to have any problems here. And if you do, AtGames is certainly offering their support, and I've got links to all that I will put in the description of this video. Also, as that communication continues between my rep and I will post any and all extra information as to the specifics of those fitment compatibility issues in the description of this video as they are made available to me, so that this will continually be a reference for those of you that want to check in and make sure you're not affected before purchasing one of these. It's plug and play mania here at the Murray household. And again, I'm the last person that needs these, but I'm having fun collecting them. And not just the AtGames ones. We have some other plug and plays we're going to take a look at in the next week or so. And I'm getting killed. Yeah, make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you just hit that like button. Love it up. Show it some love. Pac Man's in the snow. He's having what he wants done for Christmas. I've got the sound down. I almost considered turning the sound off. I don't know what triggered the whole thing last time to make the stream get blocked. We certainly weren't doing anything out of the ordinary. AtGames knows we're streaming this. They are all for it. Especially because I'm here to raise this up and to let you know that this is something neat to purchase. I mean, you got Sky Kid on here. You got Xevious on here. And I really thought that ghost was blue and in a way that I could eat him. Pac Man versus Man Beast. Don't get caught watching Man Beast. I got to remember he can jump. I'm really digging Pac-Mania. And I'm not very good at it, as you can see. But as I said in the review that we did for this initially, Pac-Mania was not a game that I grew up with. It was not a game that I had. It was not a game that anybody I knew had. It was not a game that I had access to anywhere that I can recollect. And only just recently did I acquire a physical copy for my NES collection, and my esteemed colleague Captain Retro was able to come through for me at a few Retropaloozas ago with a box, manual, insert, everything that I needed to make my Pac-Mania complete. And there are a lot of ghosts here. Chasing the Classics is watching the Jake the Snake talk about Andre the Giant. Yeah, we can get into wrestling all day. Don't even get me started. That's a separate documentary. But God, he didn't turn. So yeah, there's the controller, and you know, it's a Genesis model. You got this D-pad up on top, and it feels fine. It's just without a joystick, sometimes you have problems turning some of the corners in Pac Man, and that's just, it is what it is, unfortunately. All in all, though, it handles pretty good compared to some units I've played. And, you know, they've been doing plug-and-plays for a long time. The Jack-specific ones, I pick all those up at yard sales when I see them. They're actually highly collectible now. For a while, no one was buying them, and I think they have figured out what they like about them. And what I mean by that is ease of streaming. And I know that's what this video is titled, and we're actually been talking about some different things, but you need to talk about how easy it is to stream these games with one of these units, and why you, as a YouTuber, if that's what you are, may want to do one of these. You know, you just have this little unit right here. That's all this is. And when Pac Man dies again, I'll show you. But that's it. That's the game. You pull the cap off, there's an HDMI plug, and you stick it in your TV just like a Fire Stick or whatever. And that's all there is to it. And he didn't turn the corner again, and I'm dead. Yeah. But that's it. And you know, we've had so many issues streaming the Retron 77. I've had so many issues with systems like that trying to emulate and play the old games, in that we're not able to get sound on them. And I don't know why that is, and I don't know why they ever got sound at first, or I don't think the Retron 77 ever did. So definitely having some problems there. I do not want to... Pac Man, please turn around. I don't want to stream these without sound. And, you know, graphics are already limited when you're talking about 2600 games. And, you know, I say that as a fan of that era, and it doesn't bother me. But once you take the sound out, too, that you don't have much left there. I mean, graphically, it is what it is. The sound is a big part of the nostalgia of what it just does for you as a whole. So, again, where I'm going with that is not an issue on the blast units. You plug these in, you're getting sound, you're having what you want done. And again, I've got it a little turned down from what it was before, hoping whatever triggered the blockage last time, if it was an algorithmic mistake, that doesn't happen again. I want the stream to stay up for edumacation's sake. I want people to know what we talked about here tonight. It's really for the consumer's benefit. Come on, Pac Man, we got to find a Pac pellet. We got to go on the offense here. The Target edition of this dongle, yes, has Tower of Druaga in place of Pac-Mania. And I considered picking one of those up, and the reason that I did not was twofold. One, I've bought plenty of these already. But two, is the overstock, it seems like, that I'm seeing. The over-ordering by the... Turn the corner, Pac-Man! The over-ordering by the merchants. I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond had more of these things in a bin than they had bed sheets in the place. So it's like, are we going to get past Christmas and then I get one of these for $5? I don't know. I hate to be that guy, but man, I've been on the hunt for bargains. 'Tis the season for that. We just blew through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I got a video dropping probably tomorrow about the things that I picked up, the deals that I got, some deals that may still be going. I didn't get to that pack pellet at time. That sucks. And I'll be interested to hear in the comment section of that video what you people picked up as well. And I am Pac-Mania'd out. But yeah, 'tis the season for deals, and when there are more deals, we're going to want more and more and more of these things if we can get them for less. Again, the main thing is I shouldn't even be the demographic for this. I really shouldn't, because I have all these games. I don't need this stuff. But this is so cool. It's so, I mean, again, you just pull the cap off, you got an HDMI plug, boom, right into your capture card. And, you know, it needs a USB power supply, but that's not a problem either. I got systems all over my table here. Just plug it into one of them and let it rip. Yeah, dig dug, man. Let's go. Again, starting late tonight. Just had some other things going with the family. It's that time of year, so really considering what the future of Tuesday night live streams is for next year. honestly, the viewership has died down a good bit, and it is what it is. But every once in a while we have a pretty big night, and you know, there's games that we need to review day one. That's going to continue into next year. As far as scheduled live streams, you know, I don't know. We're gonna see, because production is an issue, and right now production time is limited, and there's so much to do, and I should have known that wasn't going to work out. I'm really considering the value of bringing you more produced content versus just live streams. Although we do have fun once a week on TNL, so for that reason and more, it's probably still going to be a thing. But again, we're really just looking at maybe reformatting some of what the channel is and does next year for the channel's benefit and for yours. Again, the stuff that I'm going to produce, there's really great stuff coming out. There's really great new series coming out. And really, I don't see a lot of people getting behind it. I hope that changes. Either it's the stuff that I want to make and the stuff that I want to share with you as much as these products. Your Player 2 says, I'm having a similar struggle. And talk about a guy that just really knows, you know, where he is with what he's doing. And a guy that gives, you know, countless amounts of valuable channel advice. That's Josh, man, and I love his videos, not only on, you know, tech gear to pick up and stuff like that, but just thinking outside the box in general on just things about your channel, things that we should all consider every day, like not getting crushed with a rock in the middle of trying to blow up a monster. It's really important to strategize, you know. Strategy's everything, and I've done some self-help meetings with a few other YouTubers myself recently, just, you know, because they're at a spot where they don't see any growth, nothing's happening, and they're frustrated. And I've been there for a while myself, and we really are pushing past that now, but there's only so much luck involved. There is a little bit to it. Dadgummit, Dig Dug. We have received a donation from Double J Jason Joseph, the man with the master plan. Thank you, Double J. Keeping us afloat here at Murray Sound Studios. YP2 says, I think in 2019 I may start streaming every morning in a talk show format. See, that might be cool. And, you know, I've talked to people about that in general. Streaming with a purpose is great. Streaming just to stream, this isn't the platform for that. And I'm not knocking anyone that does that. Do it all you want. And it even works in some cases. You'll gain subs. I don't know if they come back around or not. I see the same people in most of the same streams. But, you know, I just don't think this is the platform for that, because it doesn't... It's hard to get momentum with that. We know that videos have to be searchable. And depending on what it is you're doing... People got to be searching for it. I've had so many streams, I'm speaking from my experience, you know, so many streams that just didn't do anything. And I'm glad to have who I have in it, and we hang out and we have a good time. But there's certain things with the algorithms, search results, stuff like that. When you have videos that fail, so to speak, it hurts the rest of the channel as a whole. It can damage stuff that you try to do later on. So I love streaming. People should do as much of it as they want to. But if it has a purpose, I think that helps. A titleable purpose, something that can be searched, kind of like what we're doing tonight. I have a reason for what we're doing tonight. You know, we've looked at plenty of these blast things already, but as I get new information, as I'm networking with people in the comments, as I find out new things that I feel I have to share with you in being fully transparent in a product that I've reviewed, that's just something we need to take a look at, and sometimes a live stream is a great forum for that. So yeah, that's a cool idea, dude. Talk show format. You know, Captain Retro is into his, you know, game show that he does. That's kind of neat. It's something different. And, you know, I love just streaming to stream. I think it's a great thing. And there's a lot of people on Twitch that I watch for that purpose. And it's just like it's like a TV show that's always on, you know. But it's hard to get momentum with that on this platform. Some people do, but then when people don't, it becomes a rut that's kind of hard to break out of. And some people, that's what they truly want to do. That's why they're here. Initially, it's what I thought that I wanted to do. And I set up to do that exclusively. I love streaming. I think it's fun. I love hanging out with you guys. But I was kind of in a rut on the production end because there was only so much I was able to do. You know, I'm green at that. Not at the directing, but at the production of it. I envision things that I can't do, and that's starting to change. So as I'm able to bring to life the things that I envision, that's a great feeling, and it's kind of putting me in a position where I want to change the format a little bit. And Jason has reminded me again, we need a game room update. I need someone to come clean the game room. It looks like hell. But yes, we do need to look at that. We need to look at the current rig, the current setup. And I really just got to get organized in here. You know, I pick and I scavenge and I score games all year. And it's like, God, I ain't got nowhere to put any more of this stuff. And luckily I married someone who is okay with that. Because I can tell you, this game room is most wives' nightmare, I would think. Honey, please get rid of all that stuff. But my wife swears if I ever got rid of it all, she'd leave me. So she's in full support of my habit. But yeah, new shelving, all kind of stuff's got to get done. And it will. Again, big changes coming for 2019 all around. And only in the interest of quality and bringing you more fantastic Emceemur goodness. That's what I want to do. I've got a vision for where I want this to go. And I want to continue to reach that. Yeah, Christmas will not help shelf space, and neither will another year of picking and scoring, you know. And, you know, I meant to respond to your tweet earlier, Josh. My most favorite video I've made this year is this first episode I've just done of my vintage game hunting. It's not yard sale findings and scavengings. It will be yard sale findings and scavengings, but we're not going to call it that. It's rebranded and it's reformatted, and it looks so much better. And it tells the story. It gets you in on the hunt. You get to be part of the experience almost via the angles, the cameras, the shots. It's got stats, it's information, you know. And yeah, I was thrilled with it, regardless of whether anybody else was or not. And that's the wrong attitude too. We have to hope everyone's happy with it. But generally, most everybody was. They had some feedback here and there, and I'm always appreciative for that, because just like in my 90s Prices episode, not only did I accept all the feedback I was given, I implemented a lot of it. And I think it made the show better. And I think the people felt engaged and were pleased that I went those routes. And it wasn't just to appease them. I really thought that those were good ideas. A new series has to grow legs. It has to find its legs. It has to find its foothold. And it needs to evolve. And my channel as a whole, I think, is doing that. But Vader requests NES Tecmo Bowl. I want to say we did some recently on the and I'm not telling you we're not doing it. Actually, I'm leading up to how we are doing it. We have the NES Switch controllers coming soon. I just got the notification from Nintendo. They're shipping very soon. And when we get those, oh my God, they're going to look boss. They're going to hook onto the Switch. Joy-Cons are going in a drawer. It's going to be the Nintendo controllers from now on. Tecmo Bowl is on there. The online service is just great. And, you know, that's another thing that we need to talk about. The people have just complained about nonstop, and I'm just not seeing an issue, man. I'm not seeing an issue. I mean, they want you to pay for the online now, and it's only $20. Fine, here's your $20. Oh, by the way, here's all these NES games you can play. Thank you. Again, don't need it, but I'm the first one to tell you I'm excited about it. So, Tecmo Bowl's on there, and I guess what I'm trying to lead into is, with it on there, yeah, it's original Tecmo Bowl, you can play it online. You know, how cool is that? And I'm interested to see if some of the lag has been ironed out. Really, we need to take a look at that big time. That would be an interesting stream with a purpose. We need to look and see how that has evolved. When we first looked at the service, my boy T-Belly was online. He was playing Mario 3. So midstream, I just hooked up with him, and we were having to talk via Twitter, because, I mean, there's no chat on there, but it was lagging so bad, you know, and it wasn't his end, it wasn't my end, it was just the service's end, you know. I would hit jump, and a minute later, Luigi would jump, and it was like, oh my god. It was a challenge, to, nonetheless. But it was still neat for what it was, only because we have the promise that I'm sure it can improve, and that I'm playing Mario 3 with somebody online. Pretty freaking cool. And that applies to any of those games on there. So yeah, Tecmo Bowl, we could literally link up and play against each other the same way we do Call of Duty or any great online game. And to be fair, the Sega Classics thing that came out on PS4, Xbox One, and now the Nintendo Switch, and it'll be interesting to see how it runs on the Switch. I may pick it up again. But had the same issues with that day one, lagging out. Joel from Media Glitch was on there with me and Captain Retro, and we were playing Golden Axe and some other stuff, and it was lagged out as balls. It just didn't work. It was still neat, though, that we were hooked up and playing a game of Golden Axe online. So if it can be made to run properly, I think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and that's something we'll continue to look at. And yeah, $20 is worth it. $20 for the year, and again, that's your membership. We got Smash Brothers dropping soon. We're going to want to be online for that. We will be online for that starting at midnight. We will instantly go live with Smash Brothers. I don't care how many other people in the world are doing it. There ain't no party like an Emceemur party, because an Emceemur party don't stop. And we'll be playing it right here, taking a look at all the content day one. We'll make sure that we have the battle pass and access to all the DLC and extra things Nintendo's going to come out with in the not too distant future, so we can have it immediately day one to showcase it right here on the Emceemur Show, because that's something that we do a lot of. I'm trying to talk very quickly and get my thoughts out as quickly as I can think of them, as quickly as the words enter my head, and it's causing a lot of trouble trying to play Galaga right now, and I'm not very good at it, and it's causing me a lot of deaths. Not a lot of high scores, but that's okay, because that's why you're here, to get the information from Emceemur. I'm always talking a mile a minute, telling you everything that I know about it on the Emceemur Show, and I'm so glad to have everybody listen in. Ashcan is here. So the Garage Sale series is going to be Bithead-esque with the camera glasses and stories about Rex. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but yes, it's going to basically take you with me, for lack of a better word. People had complained that I didn't do footage of me actually getting the things that I got. And I get that. And I will tell you, as a hunter in the wild, you can't just put your camera in people's face and say, hey, you got any video games? You're not getting any video games. It's like deer hunting. You got to be careful. You can spook them. You can scare them off. But I can show you what I'm looking at, especially when we're in stores and hunting in, vintage shops and stuff like that, or thrift store or whatever. We can look at that. I ain't scaring nobody. Forgive me if you already covered this, but thoughts on Tetris Effect? I'm about to try the VR version for the first time. I haven't tried it yet. I've seen it. And as a guy that even has a box complete Tetris up there for my Atari 1040 ST, I can tell you that I'm a fan of, and have always been a fan of, Tetris. For the music, I think even more so than just the game itself. I love the game. It's relaxing as hell. But both Tetris on the Nintendo side and Columns on the Sega side, I've always been an intensely large fan of. The music just fills my heart with gladness. I can't explain it. So, circling back to the quality issues that there are with this blast, and it's pretty much just limited to the screen tearing that you've seen here and there. Pac-Mania has it. I needed to go up higher. Xevious has it pretty bad, but not so bad that it stops me from playing it. It's fine. It's okay. And again, I'm not trying to damage control it. I'm just telling you, if it's something that bothers you, maybe steer clear. But look at it and tell me what you think. And it's one that, again, it's what triggered the stream to get blocked last time, so I'm not going to mess with it tonight, but I may try an upload of it. We've really noticed that it's streaming certain things that cause the issues with streams that get blocked and copyrighted. It's streaming that the whole platform doesn't like. Circling back to why I think it's not the best platform to do it all the time. But again, we're just trying to review a product here and educate people, and at the same time educate ourselves. I had no idea about the issue with the TV compatibility. I had no idea about, or we talked about adding the ROMs, and that was something I wanted to do. But I gotta admit that talking to the community... Oh, I was totally not ready for that landing. Talking to the community pushed me forward on that and kind of created the urgency, lit the fire under my butt, if you will, to go ahead and get that going. And God, I was so glad that I did. And, you know, John from Gen X Grown Up helped out with that. He collabed with me on the addition of that, as he had already done it to his portable AtGames unit. It ended up being the same file. It was super easy to do. And now we have over 2,600 games to wail on. It's a veritable HD Atari EverDrive in a box. Who doesn't want that? So, yeah, just very neat. This has been something that we've kind of done as a community on here, as Mer Nation, and it's really added to the setup here. And dadgum, that thing. Alright, come on, you can do it. I gotta concentrate here. I'm killing ladies and they're turning into cats, and we're gonna land here. And boom. And I didn't land. Vader's crashing out. Good night, Vader. Favorite Tetris game is Puyo Puyo. Yeah, we got that on the Switch, and that was pretty cool, the Puyo Puyo Tetris they launched. Cabot asked me if I'm barnstorming. I pretty much am. And getting shot down. I'm terrible at Sky Kid. If you're watching, though, you already know that. But yeah, this isn't going to be a terribly long stream tonight. This was just one that we wanted to touch on some things about what we had talked about with the Blast models and the recent acquisition of the information that there's the TV compatibility issue. But most importantly, if you've got a newer TV, I just don't think you're going to have any issues with it. And again, for ease of streaming, this is the way and the truth versus the issues we've had with the actual retro consoles, and I still have no solution for why that is. I need to get in touch with Hyperkin and have them answer for why their unit is doing it. But the Atari AtGames Flashback is doing it as well. The capture card is not picking up the sound. And that's a drag. So they're both guilty of it, and I need to find out why. And, you know, it's not my equipment. Because they have no problems picking up sound from everything else. So. Ooh, oh, I ding-donged it. What a horrible bomb drop. I'm fired. Slow down. How do you slow down? Can you hear it live? No, you cannot. Top spot. Yeah, it's not picking up any sound at all. I've run multiple tests with it. But yeah, it's not getting anything. Come back. Oh my goodness. Sneeze. Do not sneeze while flying a plane. How do pilots do it? Oh, God, everybody here has had colds recently. It's definitely the time of year for that, too. Woo! Yeet! Shooting the cheerleaders. They turn into happy cats or lucky cats or whatever those things are called. Molly makes me buy one of those every year in Epcot. But yeah, for ease of streaming, again, this is it, man. This is so simple. It behaves itself. You can hear the sound. And while you don't have as many games as you would have on a, entire flashback unit, you got some pretty good games, man. Dadgummit. God, I suck. Yeah, Sky Kid's a lot like barnstorming, and it's also reminiscent of looping on the ColecoVision. I think we talked about that a little last time. Looping on Coleco was my jam back in the day. Boy, my neighbor had that, man, and I would go over there and just wail on some looping. He was so much better at it than I was, but I tried to be good. Wasn't an easy game, but dad darn, it was fun. Alright, let's eat some ghosts. Oh, look at him freaking. We kind of have a color issue too with the ghosts. Two of them look red. The other one's not really orange enough for my tastes. But all in all, there's no issues with this. A lot of people talked about serious lag with this version of Pac Man on this unit, and I don't see it. I'm sorry. I played more of NES Pac Man, I think, than any other Pac Man in existence. Just because of accessibility. And if there was lag on this, I would know it. There's just not. I think a lot of stuff got said about these units, and then a lot of stuff got repeated. That's toxic when you think about it. I would hope that for the low introductory rate, people would just get this thing and try it out for themselves. Now, again, we talked about being an informed consumer, though. I'm not saying people that bought this thinking A and getting B don't have a legitimate complaint, because they do. I will say that AtGames needs help in the marketing department. I don't think one hand is looking at I don't think one side's talking to the other side. And that's definitely not the consumer's fault. But I like to think that there can be improvement. And I want to see more products from AtGames. So many people are like, oh, they need to go out of business. It's like, then who's going to do these? Because nobody else is doing it. I mean, Hyperkin is making some stuff, but I don't see where it's any better. So everybody needs to stay on this and keep it up. Keep up the work, and hopefully it'll turn out to be good work. Get better at it. Commit to doing more. That's all I ask. Because it's one thing when you talk about NES classics and all these high quality units like that. That's one thing. Remind me the price point of the plastic. $18.88 at your local Walmart. And you know, there's like 6 different ones to pick from, so take your pick. And they've got them really well sectioned off, where the Activision ones are on one, the paddle games are on one that come with paddles. This is the Bandai Namco one, so you've got those games on here. So just really cool, man, and you can kind of just pick your poison there. But yeah, I want them to continue to do products, and I'm not going to sit there and critique them on whether or not it will run neck and neck with my PS4 or not. I mean, and I don't think anyone should expect that. I think that's just a lot to ask. But what I've asked for ages is an ease of streaming of Atari games. I don't know any way to upscale coax to AV and then AV to HDMI, because why would you? And it's just one of those things that, like, oh, I have an answer for that. I want to stream Atari, but then everyone just pulls emulate it out of their butt, and it's like, that's well and good, but I don't game on my PC. I know that's my problem, but I don't. And I don't stream games on my PC because in a lot of cases it isn't strong enough to push it. Now, I'll have better PCs to work with next year, but as for right now, that's just how it is. If it's trying to play the game, run the program and the software and the webcam and blah, 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 yeah, it lags it out sometimes, man. People take for granted, if they've got really powerful PCs, how much strain it is on a PC to stream a game, run the broadcasting software, and broadcast my ugly face in 1080. So, it's a lot. And if I can get the actual hardware to stream, because that's cool anyway, that's what I want to do. And we're still not there yet. And I'm not saying that this is it, or that this necessarily does a perfect job of scratching that itch. But we're close. We're kind of cool there, because it's plug and play, literally. And, you know, we got a wireless controller that Bluetooths to the thing, and Pac Man took a wrong turn. Come on, Pac Man! Come on, man. And then you gotta hope your thing that you're using doesn't go to sleep. Of course, if you're powering off your TV, you won't, but I'm powering it off my Wii U, and it's wondering why I'm not talking to it. A system we need to play more of. I have a decent Emu set up with my Ouya and NVIDIA. That's interesting. You don't hear much about the Ouyas anymore. I almost bought one at a yard sale. But all he had was the box. He didn't have any parts for it. I'm like, where am I going to get Ouya parts? It's like trying to rebuild a gremlin or something. I would have bought it, though, man, if he had more than that. But I was like, man, what am I? I'd be the dog that caught the car with that. Man, Man, these ghosts are fast! Wrong turn, Pac. Wrong turn, Pac. Oh my god. Oh, that was scary. And they can make a second Ouya. They would just have to call it the Tuya. Yeet! And I just died off screen. That's terrible. I'm terrible at Pac Man. I'm better in the arcade. Just not much better. Well, I think we had a good talk. And again, this was a short stream for tonight. Just wanted to take another look at this. And you can see tonight, based on what you saw here, if this is something that you want or not. Yes, there's some tearing in the screen. No, it shouldn't be there. Can they do it better next time? Maybe. For 20 bucks, am I that worried about it? No. I am worried about the TV compatibility. That's a big issue, because it doesn't say that on the box. And a lot of people are going to get this home, and it sounds like they're having different issues. So, again, I'm trying to be very transparent about this. I have had fun with AtGames products. I intend to continue to have fun with them. But it is my goal to make sure that you can do the same. And the only way I can do that is to educate you based on what I know. And one can certainly make the argument that one shouldn't have to go through this much trouble to enjoy a product. But again, they're doing what they can, I guess, and we just got to take it at face value. If they're willing to offer the support and to be transparent on their end about what the issues are and what we can do about them, again, you can enter this as an informed consumer, know what you're getting, whether or not it will work for you, and then I hope be happy with your purchase after the fact. I'm always a negative person, but I try to put a positive spin on things where and when I can, and I just, like Mr. Burns on The Simpsons would say, I know what I hate, and I don't hate this. So I think this is kind of neat. And yeah, YP2, great to have you on the scene, man. Love having you in the hangout. Glad you could catch it. And hopefully Bandai Namco will let this stay up so that this information can get out. If not, we'll do another update video on it. And I'll say again, too, that as we get more information from AtGames as far as what's compatible and what's not in the realm of the TVs and all that, I'll include that in the description of this video. I'll add it to it after the fact so that it can be referenced at a later date. We'll tweet that out and we'll talk more about it. But all in all, if you got a newer flat screen and you want to do some cool gaming on the cheap, and you, especially if you're into the NES ROMs, because I am. I mean, I knew what this was, and I definitely wanted it for under 20 bucks. And, you know, I'm not the only one that does, because given all the hype that's been about these, albeit a lot of it negative, the stores have been sold out with these things. They're getting back in stock now closer to Christmas, but for a minute you couldn't find this thing. I had to order mine in, so they're definitely selling them. And, again, the best part about this has just been networking, you know, talking in the comments and hearing about other people's experiences with it. Because if not for that, how would we know? It's the same with what we've done with Call of Duty. Everybody's having their own issues. And again, nothing's immune from issues. Call of Duty is the all immortal, mighty, every year game. And, you know, 8,000 people had to watch my video on that and talk about the issues they had with it. So again, and it's a great game on the other side of it. I wholeheartedly recommend Black Ops 4, but we're talking our way through it. We're talking about the issues that we've had, how we've solved them. It seems like everybody's doing fine on the other end of that, and, you know, it's solved. Top Spot asked me, any opinion on the arcade one-up machines? They seem to be willing to stand behind their product, and I've got to give the people that talk about those products the benefit of the doubt, because I guess they get theirs free. I know people that have gotten review copies of those. But the ones I saw in the store were busted up. I mean, just busted. Cheap joysticks, busted off. And I know they're really under the gun there. And, you know, in a Walmart, that's not the best place for that thing to survive. But to me, it's too much money to know that, you know, I passed up actual cabinets at an expo this year for as low as $400, but I'm going to give them $350 for this micro one. It's just not for me. And a lot of people have asked, who are these for? I think they're neat, but for me personally, yeah, the paint was worn off. And now I'm being told they offer a plexiglass top that they will send you and you can put on it. I think they may even be coming with them now. I can't confirm that. But if you're on Twitter, they are too. And that's, you know, shoot them a message, ask them about it. Again, it's all about knowing what you're getting going in, and I didn't know those things about the machine back when I had one pre-ordered, so I know it now, and it would feel better about it, I guess, and it wouldn't be, it would be treated a lot better in my home, obviously, than in a Walmart. But yeah, that's just where I'm at on those. I think I'm holding off for a real machine, but that's just me. But all kind of stuff here, all kind of things that we need to talk about. And again, as that information comes available, I'll sure make it available. We still got a handful of live streams left this year. We got Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom launching next Tuesday. We'll be looking at that day one. We've got Smash Brothers next week as well. So just all kind of action to be had right here on the show. I hope every single one of you liked this video. I hope every single one of you is going to drop a like on this video. And if you've not already done so, that you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show, be a part of our nation, all the fantastic things that we have going on right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you are always the first to know when the great content goes live. You know that I love bringing it to you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this evening, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.